guys, it's me, and this is a study of the Wheel of Time with the Rain Serpents. I hope you guys enjoy this episode, and please read the books. Read the books with me, and then let's talk about it. Alright guys, so we're back with chapter 6 of the Wheel of Time series, I Have the World. Anyways, last we saw in chapter 5, Rand was trying to gather supplies, medical supplies, to patch Tam up until it is they could get to Nynaeve. Now it is he's with his father and he is trying to bandage the bones and be as gentle as possible because any movement is hurting Tam, right? He's groaning, he's muttering, he's muttering and he's rambling about things that aren't there. He referred to Rand as Carrie and he was saying you're always lovely. But Carrie's been dead for 15 years. Carrie is Rand's mom and she's been dead. So we're thinking that if it is he's that far gone, then it is really serious and we really need to get him to somebody who can heal him or help in some way, right? Cool. So Rand doing the most as always. I love him. He has decided to try to make a makeshift kind of barrow where it is like he is going to provide one of the pulling force, and he tries to put Tam down, put some blankets on him, and off they go. Right? He is terrified out of his mind that the Trollocs are going to find them. He's scared. He is exhausted. He is cold. It is not easy. Like, since it's dark, his foot keeps getting tangled in the brambles and the bushes, but he keeps plodding on. He has to make sure his father is safe. So he goes to the quarry road, but he realizes that he can't go on the road because he would be a very obvious target. So he stays in the bushes, but he follows along the road because he doesn't exactly know. He doesn't want to get lost in the forest, right? And waste time that they don't have, and Tam definitely doesn't have. So they're going. And I want to read this. Let me just pause for a sec. So, okay, here's the reading. They came over the dragon wall like a flood, Tam said suddenly, in a strong, angry voice, and washed the land with blood. How many died for Laman's sin? Now, Rand has no idea what it is he's talking about, and he's pretty surprised to hear it, right? He does not know what this Tam is saying, and it is he wishes that he would keep his voice down, because Trollocs supposed to have really good hearing, but he trots on, right? He's going, he's scared, but he's going. And he tries to tell him, we are going to get away. There's nothing you need to worry about. Please keep calm. Please keep quiet. Drink a little water. Tam does not drink the water. He continues on with what it is he is saying. And he says that these people were fools, right? They said that the people who came over the dragon wall were going to be easily dealt with and that they were savages. But they caused and they created a raging war. There was war and there was blood, right? And suddenly Rand starts to hear something and he clamps down on Tam's mouth really hard because they can't make any noise. It's just a rhythmic thudding, and it is his worst fears come to life. The black cloaked rider. Remember the person that it is we've been seeing for all of the last chapters that keep like popping up so mass, and parents saw him and Rand saw him. He disappeared quickly after, and then it is the wind doesn't touch him. He's the one that Rand saw. But it's not that he found Rand, it's just that like Rand sees him and then he has a horde of Trollocs behind him marching up the street, the quarry road, looking for them. I'm guessing that they're looking for Tam and Rand, right? Now Rand just holds his position. He stays. He has a hand clamped on Tom's mouth. He has a hand that is holding the sword really tightly, right? And he's just frozen, right? So the Trollocs and the black cloaked rider go up and down the street, and as when it is they think he is gone, Rand begins to straighten, but then he stops in this track as the black cloaked rider circuits back. He comes down, looking. Every time it is his horse stops, he looking for Rand. But so Rand stays very still. He stays quiet. He keeps his father quiet, and they wait and wait and wait. And the black cloaked rider leaves, and the Trollocs leave, and he begins again the journey, just more scared because they're looking for you now. He's plodding along, and Tom picks it back up, muttering about these people. So Tom continues, and he says, Avendosora. They say there are no seedlings for it, but they came with a sapling, right? So Kehen. Everybody pronounces it differently. I think I had a bit of trouble when I was reading it, and like I stuck on Kehen. So they came with a sapling of Avendosora, and they say that these people never make peace. But the Avendosora sapling was supposed to be a sign of peace, or a symbol of peace. And it had grown for 500 years. That peace had lasted. But then King Layman had to cut it down. He had to cut it down. And I want to read this line. Why did he cut it down? Why? Blood was the price of Avendorel Dara. Blood the price of Layman's pride. He faded off into muttering once more. So that's the rambling is actually, the world is so big in this book. It's just such a big world, but that is an instrumental piece of the world in the further books. This Robert is he is such a good writer, guys. Usually you don't find these intricacies in other books. You don't find this sort of like backlog writing. You know how much he probably had to research and know before he even began? If this is going to pop up in books later down, and it is going to flow so seamlessly back into the story. I wish I had told this man what it is his books meant to me when he was still here. I really do. Anyways, so Tom keeps strutting. That's all he can do. He needs to get Tom to the village, even though it is like his father is muttering mad things that Rand has no idea about, doesn't understand. He has to get him there. One leg in front of the other. One leg in front of the other. He going. And so there's another point where it is like there's a dip. Tom doesn't see anything, and then he bursts out again. And he says that battles are always hot. Like battles are usually hot. The heat of death, the heat of fighting, but that is cold. And then he talks about that on top of like this cold snow-topped mountain, it was the only place that like the stench of death wasn't clouding in. It wasn't around. And he found a baby. The baby was crying. And the mother, he said, why was this why was she here? Why did she come? Because they fight along their woman. They fight along their woman. Seemingly they may not have known, maybe they did know she was pregnant. And she gave birth to this baby before she died. So Tom came upon her and he was like, I couldn't leave a child. It was just a child. And then he was talking to Carrie again, and he said, I knew you always wanted children. And yes, Rand is a lovely name, lass. So Rand does a freaking double take, like, what? What? He drops to his knees and he looks back at his father. Because if it is you are hearing the progression of what it is just being said, he is insinuating that Rand is not his son. At least not biologically. And Rand says, Rand is going to him, but I am your son. You are my father. And like, I don't know if it is he trying to convince Tam or himself, but Tam not really hearing him. So then he decides, I need to get up, put one foot in front of the other. We need to get there. I have to get there. He just talking madness. His fever dreams. Is the fever taking him? I am his son. And then he goes, light, who am I? And I feel for him. I really do. He's such a sweet kid. He loves his father. He just trying. Why that had to happen? So chapter 6 ends here. This is the ending of chapter 6. Please keep reading with me, guys. Please. We are going to find out so much more. So much more. And I'll be back with chapter 7. Bye.